Morning, Dan.
Good morning.
What do we got going on today?
Propane tank going in. Electricians coming to do their final touch-ups on the roofs. The insulator coming to do fire stop caulk and foam seal the walls. I think that's it.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So this house was originally oil, and since gas is not available in the area that this home is located, we're going to be installing a monster propane tank. This propane tank is going to be the main source of gas for the house. It's going to power everything from the forced hot air system that we're going to be doing, all the way to the pool and the outdoor barbecue. It took us 3 times to make sure that this thing was deep enough, but we finally got it. So now, let's get ready to connect it to the house and then backfill it so it's all ready to go. And now, story time with Dan.
I had to dump money in Macy's leprechaun box this morning. A leprechaun trap. So I took rolls of quarters and pennies. I had to sneak downstairs and dump all this money in there. She came downstairs and she's like, "Where is he?" I'm like, "They don't stay here. They just leave their coins and then they leave. They move the rainbow." She didn't even care about the money. She was just like, "Where is he?"
Now let's check out how the electrician and the plumber's work came out. So the electricians did a wonderful job wiring this home. Very neat, very clean. You could see there's switches, outlets. They finished all of the hi-hats. And let's check out what's going on upstairs. Looks like Dan's on the phone. I wonder what he could possibly be talking about right now.
Stimulus checks.
Okay, Dan. Well, why don't we check out these hi-hats that the electricians installed? Pretty cool, pretty cool. So let's do a quick little walk around. Here you can see the vinyl pan that the plumber installed for this shower to ensure that it is watertight. Ah, what a view. Let's check out the insulation crew. So now that the electricians are done with their roofs, we have the insulation crew foam sealing every area of the home. So seams in the plywood around all of the windows, anything that could potentially have air seep through it gets foam sealed. This ensures that when we later insulate, that insulation does its job to its full potential. There's something so satisfying in watching them foam seal the house. Would you agree? And now it's time for the fire stop caulking. Fire stop caulking is required where this home is located, and there'll actually be an inspection. The whole point of fire stop caulking is to close up any joints or penetrations between floors in a home. It's always used in commercial buildings and sometimes required in residential homes. So if there was ever a fire in this home, it would stay contained in one room for a long period of time. Doesn't it look delicious? You can thank this goopy brown stuff for saving your life. With sheetrock complete, it's now time for some tape and spackle. Drywall alone will not give you those perfect finished walls that you see when you walk into a finished home. You also need tape, spackle, joint compound, corner bead, and as you can see, some stilts. Here we are applying joint compound to corner bead to make this corner edge strong and seamless. This is one of the steps that are mandatory in order to give us that seamless look to the walls before we get them primed and ready to be painted. Drywall tape is a rugged paper tape, and it's designed to cover the seams in the drywall. It's also designed to be very durable and resists both tearing and water damage. Pretty incredible. We're also using joint compound here to put this tape into place. This is because joint compound is the better choice for taping and finishing seams on drywall, whereas spackle is great for filling in those small to large size holes in your walls. While Dan and I wait for the septic crew, time for a little snack break.
What time is it? What time is it? Breakfast snack time.
Breakfast / lunchtime. Yogurt.
Time to install the septic system. First things first, this tank needs to be 20 feet from the house, so we need to mark this out before we start digging and placing this septic tank in the ground. Bring on the tank. So this septic system is not like any other septic system. We'll go into a little bit more detail on what separates this system from others. So now it's time to start digging the hole from the house. Now that the hole is done, we could bring over the tank and get this system ready to go. This septic tank is made by a company called Fuji Clean, and it actually cleans your wastewater. This particular system can clean up to 700 gallons of wastewater in one day. Incredible. And being that this property is located near the water, it's actually mandated now that you put these systems in to prevent any runoff that goes into the water. Being that this system actually cleans out your wastewater, it does require electricity. So you see, we ran a conduit from the breaker on the side of the house to the system. Now that the system is installed, wired, and the waste line is ran from the house, it's time to backfill, get this thing all finished. And just like that, it's like nothing ever happened. Last but not least, we have the masons installing the patio on the other side of the house. Let's go check it out. Since this patio is going to have a lot of exposure to sunlight, since there's not a lot of covering, we had to choose a material that wasn't going to conduct heat, so bluestone was out of the question. We went with marble. Marble not only looks gorgeous, but it's not as expensive as limestone, which would be the other option here. As the guys finish up Belgian block and wiping down some bluestone, let's take a quick tour of the house and see how everything came out.